Hey guys, Kurt here of NK Garage, and we're back. We're in front of my shed, and that's because we're going to buy some tools, and we're using the trailer. So we're going to be buying a pretty large toolbox with tools, so stay tuned. It's going to be a big one. But just a little update for you guys. I'm not going to bring you inside the shed today just because I had to bring a bunch of stuff out of the trailer, and it's really cluttered. But I got my wrenches on the shed. Got 4 old wrenches on here. I think that's pretty cool. Got our seating area. So the little tool shed's coming along. We'll bring you in there at sometime soon, I promise. Yeah, so here's the trailer. We call it the tool trailer. We used to use this for the landscape business until we upgraded to a bigger one. So it's set up for tool hauls. There's a bunch of shelving in there in case we get a bunch of loose bins, and there's also a big open space for large toolboxes or machinery, whatever we get. So let's get on the road. Got about an hour and a half ahead of us, and let's go get this fun thing. All right, guys, we're back. It's the next day here, and we've got the toolbox in the garage. We didn't just buy a toolbox. I bought myself a grinder too, and Nick even got himself some stuff. But we'll get back to that because I think you guys are pretty interested on what's inside of here. So let's let the drawer open itself for us. It's got that self-open drawer featured on all the old mechanics toolboxes. And let's dive right in. I'm going to try to go kind of fast here because we got a lot to cover. Starting off, let's start with the ratchets. We got an SK long handle 1/2-inch drive ratchet. This one I tested. It's fully functional. Got a Craftsman round head with a fine tooth thumb wheel, also fully functional. We have a cheap cobalt ratchet, 3/8 drive, Craftsman 1/2-inch drive USA. Got a Craftsman 3/8 drive USA. We've got a Husky 1/2-inch drive, quick release. We've got a Craftsman 1/4-inch drive, USA. SK 3/8 drive, USA. Got another Cobalt ratchet here, 1/4-inch drive. We have a Mac USA flex head, 1/4-inch drive. Got a breaker bar here, the Craftsman long handle, USA. We got plenty of extensions. We have a long Craftsman USA here. This long one right here for 3/8 drive is a Thorson. Got a 6-inch Craftsman extension. Got like a 4-inch SK 1/2-inch drive extension. So we've got 2 bent the T-handle breaker bars. And we've got a couple of 3-inch extensions, little 1/4-inch here made by Cobalt, 3/8 Craftsman, 3-inch Cobalt, another 3-inch Craftsman, 3-inch Proto, and this one's like a 4 or 5-inch Pencraft USA. A couple more over here, 2 more Craftsman here, like a 8 and a 6 or 10 or something and a 5, something like that. 3-inch unbranded, and 10-inch 1/2-inch drive impact Proto with the bend feature. That's for those when you got to get in those curved areas. On the bottom, we have 2 speed cranks. They're both Craftsman Flying V or V series. They both have the part numbers down here, 3/8 drive and 1/2-inch drive. We got some sockets in here. I've never seen this before. Sauce metal True Grip sockets, and they're special. I don't know what these are for. You guys could tell me. They got these pins in there. This one's broken, so I don't know what those are for. Maybe rounded nuts or something specialty. This is all snap-on 1/4-inch drive Torx. We've got a rail of Craftsman 3/8 drive SAE. We got another rail of 3/8 drive SAE Craftsman. We got a rail of 1/2-inch drive SAE Craftsman, followed by another rail of 1/2-inch drive SAE Craftsman, and the deep Craftsman, also 1/2-inch drive. And all of those Craftsmen are USA. We got a pipe down here, cheater pipe. It's probably how they bent this, if I could imagine. We got 2 spark plug sockets here, Cobalts. We've got a variety. These are all snap-on sockets in here. We've got hex, we've got Torx, triple square, all sorts of stuff in here. No complete sets, all mismatched, different years, different vintages, but I mean, that's a good find right there. There's probably 20 of them there. We've got some more sockets up here. This back, there's 3 of these mechanics time savers or related magnetic socket holders. This back one has some Craftsman stuff in it. 3/8 drive, 12 points. It's all Craftsman. There's a couple 6-point Craftsman in here. Miscellaneous other pieces, also Craftsman. This one, 6-point, is an SK. It's also 3/8 drive. There's got a couple of snap-ons in here. Another snap-on. These are the 6-point 3/8 drive SAE deep. All snap-on from here on down, I think. Pretty good find. Yep, more snap-on, snap-on, snap-on. So there was only one SK in here. The rest were snap-on. I'm hoping that's a set. These are 1/4-inch drive deep. There's some metric, or actually, I think they're all metric. Craftsman's USA. These are 1/4-inch drive snap-on impacts. So that one right there is the 14 millimeter. That one there's probably the 13 or the 12. Then it skips a little bit. There's a couple missing pieces. The smallest one here is 5 millimeter. It's my first 1/4-inch drive impact set. These here, this rail is mostly Craftsman, a couple snap-on 3/8 drive impacts. And, almost forgot about this. Sears Craftsman ratchet repair kit. If you guys have ever tried to find one of these, you'll find them on eBay for astronomical amounts of money. Package is pretty dirty, but I don't think it's been opened. And all the parts are in there. We've got an LS Starrett micrometer here. It is closed on 0, so it's somewhat accurate. It's a 0 to 1. We have this long snap-on flat blade. Nice one. You know, dirty, vintage, but that's a really long flat blade screwdriver. So let's get into the most exciting stuff in the top drawer. For us, at least, are these 2 snap-on torque wrenches. So this one is 3/8 drive, flex head. It's a pretty nice ratchet. It goes up to 75 foot-pounds. But the flex head, that's pretty cool. We don't have any flex head. You know, you don't get much flex out of these because it's for torquing, you know. It's just for a little bit. But in the case, nice to find. We do have the instructions for both of these are right here. And here's the 1/2-inch drive one. Definitely older vintage, but 1/2-inch drive flex head. And we have never had one like this before.
I believe this is referred to as the beam style. And they're supposed to be less prone to, you don't have to set them back to 0.
Okay. Yep. It goes from 50 to 250 foot-pounds. That's pretty good. You have the kind of like the adjuster lock here. So when you want to adjust, you just turn. And then you just close that back up when you're done. You do have that same kind of, just a little bit of flex here. Pretty cool tool.
And that one is only for torquing in the tension direction. It does not have a lever.
Yep. It has a snap-on. It was recalibrated in 2001. So that's good that it was done recently. I'm just kidding. That is a bit out of date. But yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised how well they hold. The top drawer closes with this bungee cord. This is factory Matco spec. That's how they came. Let's go to the middle drawers, have some fun. This is the SAE wrench drawer. So on the right here we have somewhat of a complete set of Craftsman raised panel wrenches, old USA, varying series, missing a couple down here. The 15/16 was replaced with an SK. There it is, the C30. We've got some spares here, you know, just different SAE pieces, varying condition. There's 2 1-8s up here. That was pretty good. We got one of these pieces of junk. It's probably better as a hammer than a wrench. There's a couple adjustables back here. This one is a Dunlap 12-inch. And made in Germany, the Germany Dunlap. Two more back here. We got the 12-inch Hercules made in China. And this one is just made in USA, alloy steel, unbranded, just 10-inch. Let's swing back down, do some more wrenches. We got some line wrenches here. We have the SK. We got 3 pieces of those. SK USA full polish. One Craftsman raised panel. We got a double box Craftsman stubby. A couple of Craftsman double opens here, and a Craftsman tappet wrench, 1/2 inch by 9/16. One snap-on wrench in here, 5/16, 6-point. Got a couple packs of ignition wrenches. This one is Mark Craftsman. I don't know if all the stuff is in there because a lot of it is out here. Then we have 2 Cobalt. We got this little Matco USA screwdriver handle, bit driver. And we got a somewhat of a set. I don't know how many pieces came in this set originally, the Craftsman Soltis wrenches, but this is the largest collection of them that I've gotten all in one shot. But they're the socket and wrench kind of combo. So
3 bolt.
with bolt. Moving on to the next drawer, we got the pliers drawer. And there's a lot going on in here. We got some channel locks here. We got like a 15-inch channel lock with the grease package. We've got the probably 12-inch channel lock with the paint package. We've got another 10-inch channel lock here. This one has the rust package. A lot of good stuff. Those rare packages are hard to come by. We've got a lot of Craftsman Western Forge pliers. We got the slip joints here. I got the needle nose here. This is all great USA made stuff. This one's actually made in France, so maybe it's made by Facom. I don't know if I'm saying that right because I don't know too much about them. But long needle nose, Craftsman. Trying to see if there's any more. This might be Craftsman, but I can't really read it. It does have those matching black handles. Various vice grips in here. USA vice grip. Another one here. This is the older style before they had that additional release lever that you see on the newer ones. So this one probably dates it back to, I don't know, 50s or 40s. Missing the spring, but I have a couple extras of those. Got a battery terminal, the spreading pliers. We've got some KD pliers here. The fuel shutoff, hose shutoff pliers. This could be, I don't know. It's got these grooves here. Maybe some kind of retaining clip or something. I don't know if there's a brand on it or not. Tin snips, whisks, unknown. We got some wiring pliers here. Too rusty to read, probably. We'll have to skip past finding that one. Small pliers here. Utica, maybe? Junk. Got a pair of Klein tongue and groove pliers. The Klein, they weren't afraid to put these fat grips on here. This one, I couldn't find any branding. Little mini long needle nose, but I don't know. It could be something good after we clean it up. Might find something. This I haven't opened up yet, but I think it's a hose cutter. That's what it looks like. Chinese vice grips, random slip joints, tongue and groove here, Craftsman Western Forge. Got a exhaust pipe cutter here, made by KD. Tailpipe cutter. Maybe some kind of like hose clamp pliers or something. What do you think, Nick?
I have no idea.
Some kind of specialty pliers for sure. You guys might know. Those look more like a hose clamp plier. They're blue points. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. Little snap ring pliers. We've got a bunch of these snap ring pliers. I think this one's KD, but there's a bunch of these with the Pittsburgh. That one's a blue point. That's a fastener pliers. That's the CV joint clamp pliers. More. There's a blue point snap ring. Blue point. I think this might be a Craftsman. Yep, Craftsman here. and that's probably another CV joint pliers there. I think that concludes this drawer.
What about
This is for safety. We should actually be wearing these right now because this could get out of control. Next drawer, we got the hammer and pry bar drawer. This one is like a leather, some kind of leather or cloth hammer. Got a ball peen hammer here, China. Got a another Super Beat, unbranded. Got 2 pipes in the back, another ball peen here, non-legible. This is going to come in handy a lot. That's probably lead, and I mean this is a great tool for beating things. This is pretty cool. Snap-on brass hammer. I'm wondering if these come off or not. Probably, because the brass would get beat up. But I would think they would want you to be able to replace those. Pretty cool vintage Snap-on. I don't know if that's 50s or 60s. I'm not too knowledgeable on vintage Snap-on stuff. I mean, it could even be the 70s. I'm not sure. This one has the soft mallets on it. This, at first I thought it was a pry bar, but it looks like a super long screwdriver because it's straight. Super huge screwdriver. And based on the handle design, I would want to think it's Snap-on. Or maybe Matco or Mac or something. But I don't think it's Mac. Would feel like a Snap-on to me. Got 2 brushes in here. Old pry bar. Alignment pry bar made by Craftsman. Broken tip. Craftsman. Alignment pry bar. Bent. Has a little lady's foot. Smaller pry bar. Possibly a tire spoon. Got this pick here. 2 smaller Snap-on pry bars. Heavily used. You got the Fuller pipe wrench, 18-inch Snap-on, little scraper, pry bar. And then this we thought was going to be drill bits. And then we opened it up, and we were pleasantly surprised to find out it was screwdrivers. All little mini, oh, those are picks. Those 2 are picks. This one's like a straight pick. But then these 2 rails are all screwdrivers. So that's a Torx, that's a Torx, that one's a Torx, Torx T8, 10, 15, 20. Flat blade, little flat blade, Phillips, and another little Phillips, the Phillips Zero. Just in case you guys are wondering, I am going through this very fast just to make the video kind of a quick one. We will do like a top picks review at the end, just so you guys can see some of the better stuff in more detail. So we'll probably review those screwdrivers again, but we just kind of want to get through the bulk real fast just so you guys get a general idea what we picked up. This is the metric wrench drawer. This one is a bit more unorganized. We have a set more in the larger size, mostly Craftsman raised panel wrenches. The 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, and 30. That's a pretty good range. That could be $150 in wrenches right there, just up for like eBay pricing. Pretty good. There are some smaller ones, the 18. There's a couple SKs in here. 16, got a 15 millimeter SK, 13 millimeter double open, 14 by 12. There are wrenches all over here. We did find a few pieces of these Craftsman raised panel hole polish stubbies, the 13, 14, 15, and 18. These are the VV Series USA. These are pretty hard to come by. Oh, there's another one. We have the 17. So we got 5 pieces of those. It's about half a set. We got did I talk about the line wrench? The 13 by 14. We got these Snap-on mid-size, 10, 12, 13, 14, and 17 mid-size wrenches. This is probably going to be a keeper for us because these are pretty cool. We don't have any mid-size wrenches, so that's definitely a good addition. I forgot to talk about the other half of that metric set. It's right here. So the Craftsman does go from 8 all the way up to 13 there, and then it continues on here. So that's going to make a pretty good set. We got some Craftsman 1/2 inch drive metric sockets here. They're all 12 point. There's a couple of deep ones here. The metric deep stuff is hard to find in 1/2 inch drive for Craftsman, so I'm not surprised there's only 3 pieces. Here's another raised panel wrench, the 10mm. So now we're up to 6 pieces. Here's the 12mm. We're up to 7 pieces. It's looking better. Definitely looking better. Here's the 12mm from there. Got an 18mm snap-on here. Pretty nice. Got a ton of ignition wrenches, stuff like that, little mini Craftsmans. We've got these double box ratcheting wrenches, the ones with the plastic casing. I hate these things because the casing always cracks and falls off. I mean, they work, you know, and was definitely, you know, all the rage back then, but nowadays they're kind of been superseded by Gear Wrench, and all the other manufacturers are doing better now. Got various Craftsman nut drivers here, all metric. This one's the 1/4 inch extension, V Series USA. Langline 16x18 double box ratcheting. 11mm 6-point. I wonder if they were using that for brake bleeding. We've got a 9x11 Craftsman line wrench here. 19x21 Craftsman line wrench here. 10x12 snap-on line wrench. That one we definitely need for our collection, I know that. Matco 13x14 line wrench. Craftsman 15x17. So pretty good on the Craftsman set. That's 4 pieces right here. And some sockets over here. Craftsman 12-point 1/2 inch drive metrics. All Craftsman. And some 1/4 inch Craftsman metric. 6 points. I think that's it. Alright, let's go into this drawer. This drawer is kind of exciting. Most exciting thing in here for me was these Craftsman Professional XL wrenches. These are hard to come by. We've got 1 1/16, 1 1/4, 1 5/16, 1 1/2. Looked on eBay yesterday, and just this 1 1/2 can go for $100 alone. So we could be sitting on $300 of wrenches right here. Next most exciting piece is the Snap-on L-72-S, and this is a 3/4 inch drive ratchet. So this is a serious guy. It's got an oil port in the top. Works in forward and reverse. Definitely old, definitely vintage. You can remove the handles on these. There's like a pin here, so you can actually remove the handle. The handle has its own part number. Pretty cool. It's the first time we've gotten one of these for a Snap-on. Got this rigid 24-inch pipe wrench with the curved bend. Got another bent Craftsman T-handle breaker bar. This is another Craftsman T-handle breaker bar, a little less bent. 3/4 inch extension Billings. Got another pipe wrench back here. Craftsman, 18-inch. It's cool that it's a Craftsman. Definitely makes it a little bit more interesting.
It's also bent.
They're all bent. Everything in here is bent. Just the heavy stuff. Alright, we got some double open wrenches, pretty large. Craftsman 1 1/2 by 1 5/8, 1 3/8 by 1 7/16. Got a Craftsman XL 1 5/16. Bonnie 1 1/2. Craftsman 1 1/4 inch. Another Craftsman 1 1/4 inch. This guy liked his doubles. SK 1 inch. Craftsman 1 16 inch. Craftsman 1 1/8 by 1 16. Craftsman 1 inch. Another Craftsman 1 inch. Craftsman double box 1 16 by 1 1/4. Another Craftsman 1 inch. SK 15/16. Another Craftsman double box 1 by 15/16. Craftsman 11/16 with the rust package. And the Craftsman 9/16 by 5/8 double box. And then we've got some 1/4 inch drive, 3/4 inch drive, and 1 inch drive sockets here. These are 1-inch drive. Taiwan, 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 Taiwan. Craftsman, a 1.5-inch, 12-point. We're now going into the 3/4-inch drive. Craftsman 13/16 or 1 3/16. Craftsman 1 7/16. Craftsman 1 1/8. Craftsman 1 7/16. Taiwan. Craftsman 1 5/16. Craftsman 1 1/4. Taiwan. Taiwan. Williams 1.5. That's actually 1/2-inch drive. Now time for the bottom drawer. First off, got a Craftsman torque wrench here. This analog torque wrench, instructions are in there, original case. Goes up to 75 foot-pounds. Not very good. It's something, but it's not that. 75 isn't that much. Got a vacuum for your air compressor. It's the Quick Spiff. It's an extra attachment. Got a set of drill bits here. Curtis drill bits. Ooh. Huo. These are the micro drills. This is everything above, the 1 through 60 index. This is where you go above 60. So this is 61 through 80. Some of them are in there. Most of them anyways. The Huo little index. I mean, that's cool. That's just cute. Let's go into these guys. I believe these are more drills. Pretty cool. Definitely an older, heavy-duty case. Same thing with this one. This is the letter index, A through Z, with only some drill bits. A lot of those missing drill bits might be in here. We got a miscellaneous drill bit section, some spade bits, adjustable hole saw. Got this, masonry bits. 2 packs of zip ties. Got an old Sears Craftsman plug-in drill with a wire brush. Oil filter wrench. Oil filter cups. Probably another oil filter wrench. Made by Rivco.
The wench.
It's the wench. This just says Polaris
Clutch tool.
Clutch tool. So I guess it's a clutch tool for Polaris. We've got a tap wrench here. It just says number 10, 553 USA. I don't know what maker mark that is. So I'll have to look that up later. And then we have 2 of these Sears Craftsman tap and die sets. So they're a mess, but mostly complete, I think. Stuff is spewed all over. The extractors are here. There's a couple in the bottom of the drawer down there. But we've got 2 tap wrenches in here, 2 die wrenches, thread pitch gauges, tons of taps and dies. So that's pretty good. It's a pretty good set. This one, I believe, is all the same, just also a mess. So I'll have to clean those out. Maybe I can make 1 out of 2, or we'll see. All right, let's go into the left side. This drawer is not impressive. This is like the personal drawer for shop guys that can lock it. Just a bunch of random products in here. I don't know if any of it's still good. I mean, we got some anti-seize and some grease. Yeah, it's nothing crazy. Screwdrivers. We got tons of the Craftsman USA. Got a little impact guy here. We got some snap-on though. So these are the snap-on hard handle, black handles. Got 5 of them, I believe. All flatheads. It's pretty cool. It's like a flathead set in black. The rest of these are pretty much all Craftsman. Can you guys smell that? Because I can smell it. There's some bits in here. Craftsman, Phillips bits. Some stuff jammed in the back. Impact socket, unbranded. Craftsman flathead bit. Craftsman Phillips, Craftsman flat blade. The Craftsman 4-in-1 screwdriver. Just run of the mill. Maybe that's a snap-on. Little snap-on, little pick. Yeah. Snap-on promotional screwdriver here. Little pocket screwdriver. Yeah, I think we can move on. More screwdrivers. I got the Craftsman bit handle, magnetic tip, another Craftsman 1/4-inch spinner, Craftsman Torx. There's a bunch of them in here. Some triple square bits. Possibly, this is a Mac, little scratch all or pick. Mac 1/4-inch spinner with a through drive. Cobalt. Extractors. Flaring kit. Harbor Freight junk extractors. Little tubing cutter. The Imp. Got another speed crank. I think that makes the Craftsman set a 3 out of 3. Craftsman drum brake pliers. Got a little mirror here. KD mirror. It's another pipe cutter here. Rigid. These made in USA. 3/8 drive. Some kind of like cupping wrench.
It might be an oil filter wrench.
It could be, yeah. I guess you probably could use it for that. I think that might be what it's for. Spark plug, seal puller. Handle might be a Mac, maybe KD. Unknown. Trisure. Could be a part, could be a tool. Another drum brake pliers, Herbrand, with the grease package. There's a snap-on flat blade on there.
Is it end turn and spin?
And it's a angled spinner. It's pretty cool. I like that. 2 more KD mirrors. Actually, this one's made by Ullman, and this one's a KD. The Ullman is broken. Little magnet tool. Mac. Probably for air or grease or hydraulic hose. Yep. Stamp. It's the guy's business. He had a paving company. Little hood strut. The nut buster. Unbranded. Valve tool, KD. So dry, rotten, it's probably useless. Meat thermometer. Little pickup tool. I think that's it in there. This drawer, we got a couple kits in here. Silverline Mighty Vac. So it's a Mighty Vac little unit. It's got the instructions, it's got some tubing. Some of them are a little tough. Could be useful, might be, you never know. Seals could be shot. Mac tools. Transmission and oil pressure gauge, and transmission and oil pressure gauge. So it's the oil pressure tester. So it comes with different adapters, 2 gauges. This one goes from 0 to 80 psi, and this one goes from 0 to 400. And there's some hoses down there. And there was transmission fluid in it. Blue Point universal brake caliper tool. So you've got the, I'm going to call it the squeezer. And you got all the little adapters to go on the end for all your different size calipers. So, pretty cool. Got a broken case. I think the solder iron might have been in there. There's actually two of them. Two Weller solder irons. We've got the owner's manual. There's some solder down there. There's some replacement tips for that. One of these oil filter wrenches. Compression gauge, maybe? It's a snap-on. It goes from 0 to 250 psi. But I don't know what that connects to. Interesting. The drill pump. More solder, some old gloves. All right, let me put this back and we'll go back to the right side. All right, guys, let's do the final set of drawers. I don't think there's anything too exciting in here.
It's for unclogging grease nipples.
Okay. The grease beast, razor blade scraper, some wire brushes, razor blades, Sharpies, wire brush, files for a steel chainsaw. That. Some probably gapping feeler gauges, Matco. Also feeler gauges, Craftsman. Another Craftsman set with the bent angle on them. Here's another set. Can't read it. Just a junk little caliper. Another feeler gauge. Another feeler gauge. Razor blades. Tip cleaner for the use for cleaner drill. Okay. On to the next drawer. There's a plumb bob, SpongeBob. Nut drivers, both SAE and metric. Hex keys, cobalt. Hex keys on a thing. Sears Craftsman little hex keys. We got the big ones lined up in the back, all nice. Punches, chisels, pickle forks, files. That's a little mini punch set made in USA. Brass. That's a good one. There's tons of these Craftsman ones, so probably most of a set. I'd assume he went to Sears and bought the package deal. There's some little picks in here, little like dentist tools and stuff. Craftsman brake spoon. Craftsman brake spoon. Chisels are in the back, more of them. Mac. Ryan. Rusty. Broken. Another little brake spoon. Unbranded. Craftsman. Another Craftsman. Maybe Mac. Some more, couple small, the chrome Craftsman's, unbranded, more brass. Pickle fork is a snap-on. That's a beauty. That is just beat. Some more, some files and stuff. I think the rest of that is files. Here's the pickle fork for the air hammer. This might be a spring center punch. So rusty. Oh yeah, this is the winning drawer, guys. We've got the Slim Jims and the tire jabbers. some gasket material or patch material, little patches, valve stems. This was his like electrical drawer. So we got electrical connectors, some shrink tubing, wire nuts, fuses. Got a pair of Blue Point wire strippers. Got some thread tape and some electrical tape, some light bulbs, trailer hoppy. It's the hoppy. Trailer plug, trailer plug reducer, battery terminal cleaners, 2 of those, another wire stripper down here, commercial electric. Yeah, rest is just light bulbs. Oops. Now, air tools. Central Pneumatic, made in Taiwan. New old stock, air shears, tin snips. Matco air hammer. Ingersoll Rand 1/2-inch drive impact. Ingersoll Rand 3/8 drive impact. Ingersoll Rand 1/2-inch drive impact. Snap-on 3/8 drive. The ratchet impact. Central Pneumatic air drill. And 2. This one's a Blue Point, the right angle die grinder, and this one is a Rockwell. And this one, Nick, you said this was like a grinder?
Some sort of grinder.
Yeah. I don't read a brand, just...
junk.
Yep. Husky air buffer. Got some impact swivels, Matco, 4 pieces, SAE. One more, 5 pieces. These 1/2-inch drive impacts, junk, snap-on, junk, and a snap-on impact swivel. But the pin here is pretty messed up. Craftsman impact sockets. I believe this whole rail is all Craftsman impacts, 6 points, 1/2-inch drive. And I believe that concludes it for that. Let me clean this up again, then we'll go over the grinder and Nick's little pick. Alright guys, it's time for the grinder. I bought this without testing it. The guy offered me the grinder for $50. I took his word that it worked. Light works. Shields are here. Looks complete. Comes with 2 decent grinding stones. Let's give her a rip. Sounds like it's working. So, this is the Sears Craftsman Commercial 1/2 horsepower bench grinder. Model 397.19440. I've heard these things are absolute workhorses. It has the original work light, both shields, comes with 2 grinders. For $50, this is just a good grinder, so I thought it was a pretty good deal. I've seen them on eBay sell for $150, $180, shipped to your door, so $50 locally was not a bad price. Needs some cleanup, of course. Everything here needs cleanup. This guy did not have a neat shop. It was very, very dirty, very dark, very dusty. So let's take a look at our top picks. We just did enough to fill the top of the toolbox. We didn't go nuts. There's, of course, plenty of other stuff in here we will end up keeping, but we just want to pull out some of the coolest stuff just as a review. So we'll start off on the end. Of course, we have the 2 snap-on torque wrenches. You can just see them again. They're both old school, non-digital or anything, but I kind of prefer it that way. 1/2-inch drive, flex head, goes up to 250 foot-pounds. That's a nice old logo up there. And the ratcheting part works. Haven't tested it for torque yet, but we've picked up a lot of these used torque wrenches, and I've never had a problem, except for once. But that was not a snap-on, and that was a 3/4 inch torque wrench, and that was a whole nother story for a different day. This is the 75 foot-pound snap-on 3/8 drive. This is obviously a newer one. Ratchet works good. Flex head works. That was also, a definite keeper. And we got the instructions for both of those. We've got the snap-on 3/4 inch drive ratchet functioning. Not pretty, but a little bit of wire wheeling and just some general cleaning, and it actually wouldn't look too bad. It is old and it has been used. I think I forgot to mention this in the pliers drawer, but it's snap-on battery terminal pliers. We've got this snap-on 10 by 12 millimeter line wrench. We've got 5 pieces of the snap-on metric medium length wrenches, the 10, 12, 13, 14, and 17. Got this set of snap-on from 1/4 inch up to 7/8, 6.3/8 drive sockets with the magnetic holder. We got the snap-on pickle fork, and this I can just feel. This is a high quality steel. It's very heavy. You could just feel the quality in it, much better than some of the other brands. We got the long snap-on flat blade followed by the other 5 flat blades, 3 pry bars. We've got all these little snap-on torques, various snap-on torques, hex, triple square, Phillips, flathead, all sorts of bits here. We got the snap-on 3/8 drive air ratchet, the snap-on mini 12 pack. It's just missing the 45-degree angled pick. The rest of them are in here. These red handles are pretty nice. I don't know if we'll keep the box, but might keep these little torques. That's very tempting. The little flathead's also very tempting. SK long handle 1/2 inch drive ratchet, the Craftsman long handle 1/2 inch drive breaker bar, the Craftsman super long 1/2 inch drive extension. We've got the little drill index by Huo. Just take another look at that. I never have ever used any drill bit in the 61 to 80 range, but if I ever have to, I have them. We already have a set, but this one has the Huo brand, and they're just cool. Craftsman professional wrenches, USA. We've got the 2 snap-on hammers, the one with the soft face mallet and the brass mallet. Vintage red handle. The Craftsman stubby box, raised panel, full polish. We got the 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, and 18. So I think we're missing the 11 and the 16. The Craftsman deep sockets for 1/2 inch drive, SAE. Pretty much a full set here. And the Craftsman Soltis wrenches. This stuff isn't as amazing as the other stuff, but it's just stuff that I don't regularly find. A lot of people didn't have these Craftsman deep sockets. They were harder to get. They were more expensive. And the Soltis wrenches weren't that popular. And we got the bench grinder. Now we'll show you Nick's little pick. Nothing amazing, but we got binders. This is for strapping down our excavator and skid steer on our equipment trailer. There are 6 binders here. Pretty heavy duty. They have a 5,400 pound weight rating. They're used, but the guy gave us these for $75, I think.
Yep.
And if you go price these out, they're just very expensive. It's very heavy duty steel. They have to pass the weight rating for safety, so they're just not cheap items. We use them all the time, and we were just about to buy a couple, so this will save us from spending hundreds of dollars, probably $300-400 on buying a new set. Now we got them for $75. So obviously the condition is different, but I think they might even be USA made. Did you see that on there anywhere?
I did not.
Yeah, I don't know, but still, way cheaper. And bench grinder was the other last minute pick. So the money. This box was listed for $2,050. I talked the guy down to $1,900. Then I paid $50 for the bench grinder and $75 for the binders. You guys might think I'm crazy because $2,000, that's a lot of money. But when you start to calculate out how many tools are in here, If you wanted to buy all this stuff on the top here, you'd probably be at if you just went on eBay to buy used, you'd probably hit $2,000 just with this stuff on the top. Um, so the money can add up pretty quickly. You know, these hammers could be $60 a piece. That ratchet could be 150. I'm just kind of spitballing based on my experience. I'm not actually checking prices. Torque wrenches probably over $100, I would think. The screwdrivers, you know, that set could be $100. Um, we already talked about these professional series wrenches. Is a $300 set. Like I said, this would be 180 shipped to your door. Um, it starts to add up pretty quickly. We might not be at 2,000 right here, but we're at least over 1,000, and there's just so much more in here. You know, we've got full Craftsman sets, SAE metric. It adds up. So I know it's been a long video. I want to thank you guys for watching. We'll wrap it up here now. We might do a follow-up video on this. We're probably going to clean up the box, possibly going to resell it, possibly going to keep it. We're going to see how it cleans up. It would fit in the shop here, and it would be a tool storage upgrade. We've just got the loose drawers as kind of a thing that if we can fix it, we would keep it. If we can't, we might pass it on, just because that's important to us, is just having good drawers. So we'll think about it. We'll probably do the update no matter what, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Have a great week.